Okay, cool. So, welcome, YouTube. This is a video for everyone out there who is not very good at Rocket League. Mostly, this is made for Fawkes, 2J, and all the plats, golds, and whoever is not good at this game and want to get good. And how to do so. My rank is champ at the moment. I dropped to diamond 3 around yesterday, but I'll get champ again. That's not really an issue, but yeah. So first of all, to get good at Rocket League, one of the key things one needs to understand is rotation. Now, what I mean by rotation is not by just staying in net or hitting the ball or overcommitting or ball chasing. What I mean by rotation is the first man, second man, third man in threes, and in twos, basic rotation, far post rotation, box rotation. So I'm going to give you the fundamentals of all of these and how this helps in gameplay and how in team plays you can make team plays easily and how to rotate properly. So in kickoff, left always goes, and that is something you shouldn't always follow. I would say left can always go, but if someone on your right hand side has a better speed flip or has a good plan for maybe cheating right or maybe a fake that can lead to an easy play, you rather allow him to go for the kickoff rather than you yourself going for the kickoff. Double committing for a kickoff in twos can be hectic. If the enemy team doesn't double commit and they cheat the kickoff, and they get a good touch off of it, they can get an easy goal because both of you are in front of the half line here. This half line, you'll be in front of it here on the blue side. If you're orange, blue side. If you're blue, orange side. Now if that happens, all you need to do first is to take the corners and rotate back separate ways. Try to get mid boost if possible. If they're already attacking, there's a high chance they're going to score. And one way you can avoid them from doing that is by not double committing on kickoff and double committing for shots. What I mean by double committing from shots is perhaps the ball is right in front of me here, as you can see by my free play. And there's a teammate on my right. Let's assume there's a teammate on my right. Now if there is a teammate on my right and he comes and hits the ball even though I have possession, that is called double committing. And what that could lead to is if I have the ball possession and the enemy team is pushing, I could flick this ball. I could well enough just touch it like this and flick it over him like that. But because my teammate is a genius, he could have bumped me here, which will make me do this, and I get completely disoriented. Now if that happens, take corner boost and fall back as usual. But if that happens, that's called double committing. So I got bumped and now I'm completely disoriented. Now we don't know if the teammate got a good touch by bumping me. We don't know where the ball is going. And we don't know how close or far the enemy team is after this bump. Because when I had position, maybe they were chasing and they were just about to commit and I was about to flick it, and then my teammate came and bumped me. So it may have hit the enemy team and they might have got the best touch possible and just flies into your net randomly. So to avoid this, now one would ask, how do I avoid double committing, or how would I rotate better? So of course, kickoff left always goes for all low ranks. Stick to that. Do not do that unless if you're going with a random teammate. Don't interfere with what he's doing. Let him ball chase. All I'll say is let him ball chase, and you stick around like here. Mid-ish should be your zone. If he's on the left, stay mid-left like so. If he's on the right, stay mid-right like so. And if he's in the box, strikes come slightly close. Why I say slightly close and not completely in the box here is because now this is Rocket League. This ain't soccer, right? This ain't football. So in football, no one can there's like 11 players aside. You can just, one of you just smack the ball and it'll randomly ricochet and fly into your net. That's not possible, but in Rocket League it is. If your teammate gets a horrible touch and it pinches off the enemy team, it's gonna fly into your net. Now if it does fly into your net, what are you gonna do? Nothing, exactly. That's why half line is very important. Stay behind the half line, or stay close to the half line. Second thing you need to know is half flips. These are mechanics that are really important, I would say. How does one half flip, you may wonder? So to half flip, you need to use your back button and do a back flip. Now while you're doing the back flip, you'll see that if I do the back flip, and as soon as I initiate the back flip, like so, let me just do it real quick, like this. If I put my joystick forward as soon as I do it, like this, you see how my car stalls like this and I've cancelled the flip? This is called a flip cancel. And if I use arrow to turn upside down and back upside, downside up, this would cause my car to do a half flip, and hence I can rotate back like this, and this helps in shadowing. This is a half flip. Now the fastest way to do it would be you hold your reverse button, double jump backwards, and then quickly put your left joystick forward, and then you hit your arrow. So double jump backwards, quickly put your left joystick forward and hit your arrow. As simple as that. Now another common mistake many people would do in the rank of gold, maybe bronze, starting off, maybe platinum even, is their settings. Now I don't need to say this, right? Off your camera shake. If you have camera shake on, you're gonna hate it. It makes your game feel so choppy. Look at this. If I on camera shake and go for Airdribble, look at this. The camera's shaking everywhere. My god. Can't even Airdribble properly because the camera is shaking and it just completely disorientates you. Like look at this. If I go for Airdribble like this and the camera shakes all the time I hit the ball. You see how annoying that is? So to make the vision move smoother, off camera shake. Second, for settings, most pro players would use max field of view, a distance of 270, 280, 290. If you're a freestyler, you can go wild, go 400 or maybe 300. But I like to stick at 270. It's your choice. You could copy my settings or not. It's all up to you. You can copy Musty's or one of your favorite YouTubers' settings, not me. Maybe I'm just a random person you're watching right now and you don't want my settings. So these are just normal settings. You need to copy these if you want to be better at the game, as in have a larger field of view, being able to see exactly where your teammates and enemies are, or opposing team is. And second of all, this is really important to know what pro players use. Pro players are usually 110, 270, 110, and it could vary player to player. For this, I would recommend searching up and doing a bit of research and playing around with what you like. I've been playing around and I have noticed that for me this is the best. Second is controls. Steering sensitivity and aerial sensitivity. Aerial sensitivity allows you to move very fast or very slow in the air. What I mean by this is turning. So you see my left joystick is basically what controls the air movement, and in keyboard it's WASD. Or if you want to use arrow keys, or double-handed, you could even use a mouse. I don't know how you'd use a mouse though. That usually I'd use that for boost. So for this, if I increase the aerial sensitivity to 1.61, before it was 1, I'll move faster in the air when I do stuff like this. You see this? I move faster. Whereas before I can move that fast. I can do cartwheels, I can musty flicks and stuff. But I recommend you should play around with this first before going too high or too low. You should gain what I call trial and error. Just meddle around with it, find where you like it. I usually prefer to just leave it in where it was, 1. I don't really change that. Dead zone I don't really change. Dodge zone I don't really change. This all depends on your controller and how you like it. All this whole settings page is all preference and doesn't have anything to do with the play and what you're doing in the game itself. You could always look at pro players' sensitivities and denote what you should use, but that's all up to you. Second is the keybinds. Most pro players, or maybe all, would recommend you put your power slide on your left air roll or right air roll or dominant air roll. I prefer it on the square button because I'm a claw player and I like to hold the control in a claw manner. This could completely depend on you. And another thing they may do is use square and X or X and A on Xbox controller as air roll instead of my left back and right back or L1 and R1 as seen here. These settings, mostly what I'll recommend is to keep most of it default apart from the arrow right and arrow left. You need to enable this to be able to move freely within the game. Arrow itself, the one of using L2 or left trigger, this one is called directional or free arrow. Free arrow would be the right word because you can't really control it. Your car just spins. If you go tilt your left joystick to the left, it'll move. Your car will rotate left, and if you take it to the right, it rotates right. So this one you don't have really much control on. Second is your video. I would recommend these settings that I have, just for FPS reasons, as well as overall gameplay experience as well. Interface, most important. Nameplate scale 200%. You need to know exactly where your team is and you need to know exactly where your enemies are. When you're dribbling, let's say perhaps I get the ball on top of my car here, like so, and someone is challenging from the left, so I can look with my right joystick towards the left side, and what this does, it allows me to get a better view on the field so that I know who's challenging from where. If it's someone to worry for, or is it someone that is not really good at the game. Now, for Fawkes and 2J, this is very important. The rest before of the video was all for basically new players and golds, plats, and bronzes. This could also apply for diamonds who can't air dribble, air dribble, or just generally aerial. I do know some diamonds who can do that, but if you're not one of them, this part is not for you. This is what I'll recommend to all new players. Do this over and over again. If you want to improve in Rocket League, do not miss the chance to use the training custom feature. These are some of the packs I would recommend to every player when starting off. The first map I would recommend is, if you are bronze, silver, or plat, starting up the game, played 1 week, maybe you're used to the gameplay and you feel like maybe I want to try something more harder. This is what I recommend. Wall to air dribbles. First thing, you should learn this. If you want something more difficult, if you're not aerial, if you feel like your wall setups are good, if you feel like you want a competitive advantage over other people. Now, how would you do this, you may ask? Let me just take you to it. You'll hit the play button and you see it will give you a few shots. Now, to do a good air dribble, the setup is a must. And how do you set up the ball? From the left side, it's like this. You go underneath, you pop the ball outfield, like so. I do aerial, but if you don't want to use aerial, that's also fine. Aerial left, go right underneath the ball and try to touch it. This one would be like this, rotate this way, and like that. If you wanted to go inside net, you pop it a bit more up, then you control it. And I'm not too good at double taps myself, I'm sorry about that. But yeah, just like that. If you want to air dribble, all I recommend is before you start air dribbling, don't do this yet. Don't be cocky. Do not start doing stuff that's hard for you, or stuff that it will take so long for you to understand and you would require help from other people to do. If you do require help, ask me, I'll help you. I'm free all the time. You can just message me, DM me on Discord. I'll leave it down in the description. First thing I would recommend you to start with is Bronze-Silver Training by Tenowick. This is a really good map for all you players who are just starting off this game. I would recommend this to you, Fawkes, because I noticed that you're not very aware of your surroundings when you're playing. Secondly, your ball control is not very good. I would say you use too much ball cam or too much car cam or no car cam at all. So this is silver training. How this works is you have to just save the ball like this. After you have saved the ball, you just need to dribble it straight into the enemy team's net. Let me just close this window that just popped up so that I can see and I can go through this. So Tenowick is a very good YouTuber. I would say you should definitely watch him. All his content is really, really good. By the way, don't try to dribble like I am. This is hard. If you want to learn that, I will make a video on that as well. So don't worry about this. This all has to do with your ball control and your car control as well. Second shot is a simple double tap. I missed it. Nice. Of course, not everyone is perfect. You may miss sometimes and whiff sometimes, but that's all part of the learning process. In games, to become more consistent with these, you just practice over and over again. I don't do this much as of the moment because I'm not playing Rocket League very much competitively at the moment. That's an easy shot, should be in, yep. So for these high shots, right, I see many of you struggling to go up. Double jump and rotate your car upwards. That's your first step. This should be your first step. Don't use aerial like me. Please, bronze, silver, plats, diamonds, whoever can't use aerial, do not attempt to mimic my aerial without actually trying to learn it through Spook Luke's video or Tenowick or any other YouTuber out there. I can also make a video for this if you would require so. I will help you. Just DM me and I'll help you that. It's all free, no charges. So now I would insist, if you want to hit this ball in, you want to jump up and then start boosting instantly and then just touch it. Jump up, boost up and touch it like that. Now it's all easy when I say it. Doing it is really hard because there's always a few corrections you have to do with aerial, of course. There's always you have to use aerial, but not directional aerial like this that I'm using. This you can't use yet. And it's quite hard. Only people who have learned the mechanic can use it quite easily. I'm not too perfect at it yet, but I can hit most of the shots, maybe 80% or so with this mechanic of aerial, left aerial. I'm learning right aerial at the moment through the same Spook Luke's video, and I recommend you watch it as well. I'll drop it in the description if you need so. So this is the first map you should be training for aerials. Bronze to silver training. Now, second map for all you people who want to know how to defend. Shadow defense, very important. Why you suck? Shadow defense by Orange Pie. Here's the code. You can see the code on my screen. Type it in and download it. This is really, really important if you want to get better at the game. If you want to know how you're not double committing or not pushing on someone who has possession, you need to do this, and I'll show you why you need to do this. So this one will always put you in awkward positions where your cars will be facing towards our net while the ball is coming from the enemy team's net. The only way to save this would be to aerial and then go up like this. Of course, you guys won't be able to do this because you've never practiced something like this. That's why shadow defense is really important. Now let me show you what I mean by shadow defense, but without aerial. You do it like this. See, it's harder because I'm really used to aerial, but yeah, that's what you're meant to do here. You're supposed to fly and just hit the ball away from your goal, just saving. That's why it's called shadow defense. You're learning how to defend. This one will go right above your head, so you just need to do this. Aerial back, This is also testing. You could also do it like this. Now what this map and shadow defense tests in reality is your ability to hit the balls to the corners, not saving it entirely. Saving is a different thing, and hitting to corners is a different thing. Saving and hitting to corners is the best. Saving it straight middle could be harmful. If there's a ball chaser ready, right mid, ready for that ball, he's waiting for your mistake. You save it, get a horrible touch, go straight mid, what will you do? That's why you play to the corners, like there. Or if you want a harder touch, you could bang it like that. Top left. Make it go left side. That's why I always insist corners, 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 corners. You could always do it this way. If you have a twos partner who's already in net and you have seen him in net, you could always just leave it to him. Do not double commit. Unless you feel like he's really gonna miss, then please go help him. Of course, as you see what I'm doing here, I'm hitting it to the corners. You don't need to air roll for this. You can also do it normally. You don't need to air roll. You can also do it normally, like so. Of course, that will decrease your control over the ball. That's why I use a bit of air roll to hit the ball aside. Now you can also do power shots here. If you want to know what a power shot is, I can also show you how to do that next. Basically, a power shot will be you go up like so. Let me just use air roll here. You see that touch I got there, that jump in the ending? Yeah, that jump in the ending could give you a power shot that could yeet the ball very far aside and could potentially save the goal for your team. But of course, you have to play to corners. That's very important. Play to corners, guys. Always play to corners. Unless, now, listen, just because I said play to corners doesn't mean that's always. There's always a unless. If the enemy is on the corners and you see middle is clearly open, your teammate's waiting for a pass. Try place it mid, your teammate will get an easy goal. If your teammate's waiting corners and you think this pass will be great for him, pass it corner. If your teammate is in goal and both corners and mid is taken, one corner, one mid, or if you're playing threes, all sides are covered, try hit it as hard as you can. Clear the ball. Mid, right, left, anywhere. Just clear the ball. Then your teammates and you can clear it yet again later if you want. If they get the possession again. Why I say corners is because it makes it harder for them to get an instant shot on goal and you have time to recover and get ready for the next shot in case you need to get ready for a next shot. Of course, shadow defense is very, very important because if it cannot be done, then you will be conceding a lot more goals and you'll be double committing because you'll think your teammate is going backwards, but actually he's shadow defending. And you being the smartest person alive will go bump him or go try to interrupt the shadow defense, forcing him to waste boost and will completely ruin the rotation for your whole team and they'll probably get an easy goal because of that. So that was shadow defense. Shadow defense, then air dribbles. Very important. Now when rotating, I've always heard this one thing everyone says. I don't have boost. I don't have boost, I can't fall back. I don't have boost, I can't fall back. 2J, I've seen this with you, where if you're going for a ball, you don't have boost and you can't challenge a ball, and you're 2 ahead and you can't fall back either. Now for that, there are 2 ways out of this. First of them is front flipping, which I've seen you do 2J, but if you want to keep the best control and go fast, wave dashes, very important. What are wave dashes? This wave dash. Why is this important? You may ask, why is this important? This allows you to get the ability to turn and rotate after the wave dash. So you can wave dash here, then you can power slide in for a touch. Or let's say the ball is, let me just touch the ball, roll it. Let's say I'm out of boost, I can't catch up to this. Wave dash, do this, and then hit it away. Whoops, my bad. See wave dash. So if someone like power shots this way and you're falling back and you're really far, you can wave dash here and then you can hit the ball away. This will give you a speed boost and it's quite fast. If you can do it fast, if you can boost, you'll reach supersonic in 2 flips. If you boost and flip, you reach supersonic in 1 speed flip or 2 front flips, like so. If you know how to speed flip, go ahead and do a speed flip. If you know how to wave dash, go ahead, do a wave dash. Wave dashes are more important because in a speed flip, you can't really control the car mid-flip. Hence, if someone is about to score something and you're in a speed flip, you can't save it. But on a wave dash, you can get off the wave dash and go for an aerial like this. Or you wave dash here, and then you can double jump instantly. But you see, you can't double jump. You see how much I'm spamming X, you can double jump midway. See that? I'm spamming A, you can double jump anywhere here. Only till the end, but wave dash, see I'm up already. Or wave dash, mid jump, I see he's about to do something, I can aerial out of it. And I can go try save it. Or midway, I'm about to do the wave dash, like this. I just boost down, I can drop down and go for something. Let's say, wave dash is another way you can use them, is in dribbles actually. And I've seen many pro players do this as well, where you can do this and catch up to the ball like so for a dribble. And if it's too right, you can wave dash to the left like this and right to like this. I'm not too good with the left and right, I don't use it much, so pardon me with that. I need to learn that before I can teach it to someone. I'm not going to teach something to someone that I'm not good at as well. Hence, I'm going to teach you how to aerial, rotation, and not to overcome it, which is everything that you plats do. And the thing is, you plats may be cocky. You may think, I can flip reset, I'll do it every game. I can flip reset too. But is it consistent? You see there? I did the flip reset, but I didn't get the reset, did I? Is it consistent? How much boost will it waste? Can I get this every time? Is it gonna help my teammates? Can I pass the ball to my teammates? How effective is the flip reset? Are they gonna save it? Can they save it? Will I get a good touch? All those things are something that you should keep it in your head before attempting a flip reset. That's why I would say, if you are in a road rank, do not attempt to be mechanical just to show off. Start being mechanical per your rank. Certain mechanics are not used till certain ranks at all. You don't see a plat wave dashing because he doesn't know how to, but you'll see him aerialing. Why? Because he thinks aerials are cool, but when he misses the aerial, he can't rotate back. Then what? Then he'll say, oh, I whiffed. Teammate, you got that. Now teammate doesn't know how to rotate fast, and so he overcommits. He sees the ball, the enemy team flicks it over him, and there's nothing to do. The teammate will be like, oh, now what do I do? And then it's an easy goal for you, you see. So all these things are stuff you should keep in your mind. Now, of course, I'm not going to bore you with talks only, so I'm going to give you work as well. And this video is not going to be talks only. Everything's going to be edited, so don't worry about that. Mr. 2J, Mr. Fawkes, and my other friend, Mr. Yeshi. I'm training Yeshi on how to aerial Airdribble and is making a lot of progress. For Yeshi, I would recommend this video right here. I will make timestamps, so don't worry, per person and other people. This whole video applies to everyone, by the way, apart from champion above. If you're champion above, don't watch this video, or maybe you could watch this video and give me tips on what I said wrong, and we can help each other out that way. So higher aerials, you see how many featured and browse programs they have here. You should start working on all of these. So first of all, Yeshi, I recommend you start wall to air dribble and do this Jake's RL wall and air dribbles, air and wall dribbles, which he made a mistake actually. It's mostly, it also has ground to air dribbles, which is probably the first shot, I think, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, here it is. So for the first shot, That's how you do it, like this. You get a touch from the bottom slightly to pop it up, then you go up like so, and that's how you airdribble it, like that. This pop is quite hard for people to get. You need to time it right, so you practice it, and to get the good amount of power and touch. Like here, if you double jump, you're screwed. If you single jump, you can get just enough. Now why does one air roll? Why can't I just air dribble it by just boosting constantly and just doing this? If it's ground to air rolling decreases the recoil. Hence the ball doesn't fall as fast. What I mean by that is, like, look, if I try to air dribble like this, you see I lose control. If I try to air dribble like this, look how far I can get, not even far. First of all, I'm not good at it, but if I do this, I'm not gonna get that far. But if I air roll, look at this, I can pop the ball up. You see that pop, that touch I get? It can help me pop the ball and carry it for longer. Now people would say air dribble with ball cam off for better control. I would say, yeah, that's true, but you better practice first with ball cam, because even with car cam on, you can get the perfect touches. You can always get the perfect touches, unless you're like an SSL or someone who's used to car cam completely. I'm not used to car cam completely, hence I'm not one to comment on that. And I would say that would require maybe learning from a better person, not me. I'm not qualified for that yet. And me teaching it would just give you like bad ideas and bad things I said. Would hurt your gameplay, which I don't want. Now if you want, you can also musty flick from here. Musty flicks are hard, so first practice other mechanics before coming to musty flicks. Of course, people would say, oh, I can breezy and I can musty flick, but then again, consistency is key, not I can. You have to talk about I can do it every time, or I'm really good at it. Because in every game you won't get the ideal setup like this. The ball is never going to fall exactly on the spot, unless you're a professional and you've trained for the ball to be set up in a correct position every single time. See there, I got a very good touch and I missed the double tap. Great. It always depends. With more practice, you can get more ability to air roll. Air roll is not easy. That's the first thing you need to realize. Air roll is not easy. It's really hard and it requires a lot of mechanics, a lot of time. After you practice it a lot, you'll get it easily and easily again and again. Of course, you need to put hours though. Like how I'm not good with the right wall, but I'm better with the left wall, you see. That's a weakness of mine that I need to work on. And the whiffs, of course. And the touches. That's not going in, yep. So basically, first thing you guys need to learn is to understand that your teammates may not help you always. And sometimes you have to be good yourself. And the judgment to do that would be defending more. That's why if you see most classic games and most ranked games, people end up defending more than attacking. That's why if you're playing in a team, we can make rotations and make good calls, but when you're solo, oh, you're gonna lose every game, right? Yep. So that's some of the stuffs I would recommend to you guys, and I hope you like this video. And peace. Of course, if you need any help, ask me on Discord. I'll leave it down in the description below. I also have a Discord server full of people and a funny community as well. You could always join there, or you could join 2J's server and you can find me there. I'll leave 2J's link in YouTube link in description. And for Fawkes, I'll leave his YouTube in the description as well. If you want to see our progress and how we're doing in Rocket League, I'll leave Yeshi's link in description as well, so that you can see how well he's doing. I'm actually practicing flip resets, as you can see with this. As you can see, this can be used for anything, not only air dribbles. and stuff like that. Yeah, you can also use it for ceilings. Oh wow, I just whiffed that. Like this, and then you can bang it. And you can do many stuff with the ball, okay? It's not always about you. It's not always about your teammates being bad. With the right teammates, of course, you'll always win. And sometimes you will get stuck in plat because your teammates are garbage. And the only thing that allows you to win in such games would be to make yourself so good that you don't need to rely on your teammates. What I mean by that is your rotation. Rotation is key. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will link you to in the description videos on box rotation, videos on far post rotation, and videos on Mr. Thanowick's rotation and Waiton's rotation videos for you to become really good and a better version of yourself. Remember, everyone can be champ, guys. It's all about the amount of work you put in. No one is talented in this game. It's all skill. In the end of the day, it's about the hours you put in and how much you work for it. Remember, working hard always beats talent, and that's a key factor in this game as well. That's why the skill gap is so high between players who have so many hours and players who are just starting off. But that doesn't mean there's not someone who has the talent to do so. He may have the talent, but I could work hard for like a few months or maybe an year and I could get better than him. And yeah, so I'm gonna see you guys later. Thanks for watching this video. I hope it helped you with all the tips I've given, and I hope this video reaches all of you and you'd practice the stuff that has been showed on the video. And peace, guys.